Hello everyone and welcome to a new training on QA and QC ALM from ITeLearn. My name is Karthik and we'll get started now. Team, thank you all so much for being here. This is the day one and we are going to go through our first project. But before we get there, I wanted to quickly introduce you to the agenda of what we are coming up with. Right now, I just want to make sure my audio is good and you're able to see my slides. All right, great. So team, we have closer to 100 participants in this session, and I believe that you all can really help us and guide us forward through participating in polls and asking us questions in the question and answer section. I am currently being accompanied by my team members Manoj Yadav and Shankar, and both of them are part of my technical team with ITeLearn, and they will be assisting me together in the entire execution of the training and the live project, especially for QA and QC. So just wanted to give you an introduction about them. Manoj and Shankar are QA professionals. They've been working in the industry for over 8 to 10 years, each of them. They have significant experience on a technical aspect, on a training front primarily, because what I've seen is many of the people who are trying to get into teaching and so on, they need three skills team. One is the actual skill or the level of expertise in that subject. Two is how good you are in communicating, in documenting, in making sure that the people understand what you speak. But three, and one of the biggest aspects, is the ability to really do a storytelling, to be able to talk and keep the audience involved into these sessions. Because end of the day, these are online sessions. I really can't see you. You don't see me. But what we can hear is primarily this audio and the slides. So with this, how can we really capture the audience attention and make sure that the lectures are delivered well? And that is where we are trying to continue to thrive at ITL and to build the right trainers into it. And hopefully, we will continue to grow in the right direction with your support. The second thing I want to talk about very briefly is introduction to our current programs, training approach, and what is the goal. Without having a clarity on the goal of what we want to achieve at the end, there is no point in starting anything, team. So whenever we start anything, try and visualize what is it that we should expect from this program at the end. All right, that is when we will give the commitment, we'll give the effort and try to make it happen. We will briefly touch base on the schedule, then we will get into the application under test. This is the first project, and one of the things that we do uniquely at ITeLearn is the fact that we approach the training not as a teaching but as a project execution. End of the day, team, we're all in the IT industry or we're planning to get there. IT industry is all about project, be it services where you're working for clients on different projects, or even a product development. Everything is project. So when we train, we never say about concepts, or we never use PowerPoints. The only PowerPoints that we use are this couple of slides, and then that's it. Everything else is project execution. The way we want to go, and we'll get into that a little bit in the training approach at that time. The final one is I will be handing over at that time to Shankar, and I will have him introduce uh, and then go into the execution of manual testing. So that's that team for now. But before I continue further, I have a few poll questions. I always do that because I really want to see who the audience is, what can we do for, and so far. Okay. The first one is coming up, team. We have over 100 participants right now in the session, and I'm really glad that you're spending this good, beautiful Monday evening with us. I'm launching the poll, and you are all able to see the poll right now. Please take a few seconds and quickly choose. How did you hear about ITeLearn? In fact, we try and get into so many zones. We wanted to make sure that we know what we're doing well, what we're not doing. And there is a small trick to this poll towards the end. And I'll tell you, you will see it at the end of the poll, team, what the trick is. So there are about 60% votes almost in, about 30 seconds into the poll. Everyone, audience, please take a few seconds and tell me how you heard about ITeLearn. All right, I would love to see about that. 72%. We're going to close this poll in about few seconds. I just want to make sure that everyone gets a time to fill it in. All right, almost 80%. I'm going to close the poll now and let's go there. All right. So what do you think will be the highest in terms of the poll team? Just a general question to everyone. You can use the question and answer section team to interact. Feel free to have a conversation with us. The only thing I really recommend for you to focus on is that I don't have an audio from your end as of now. Hopefully, towards the end of the session, let's see. What I'm going to do is, which I've not done so far, is Shankar, you're there. Shankar, I'm going to make you the presenter also, organizer rather. So you have the ability to see the questions. And Manoj, you too. Where are you, Manoj? Manoj. I don't see Manoj's name yet. Probably he joined as IT. All right, Shankar, I will put you back on mute for now, and then we'll hear your voice in a few minutes as we go along. All right, team. So I'm sharing the results right now. Can you all see the results on the screen? And I'm also going to try and quickly take a screenshot of this and show it to you. The trick that I was talking about, team, is the fact that we have no advertisements anywhere. And I'm surprised who's that person who said 1% of you. It looks like one person says that we saw your advertisement. I have zero advertisements so far anywhere. I'm proud of it, but I'm not going to let that continue. The reason is, one of the biggest compliments that we've received for ITeLearn is the fact that, hey, why have you not advertised? Why have you not tried to reach out to the audience? We would have been benefited had we heard about ITeLearn earlier. And it's a great compliment, because at the end of the day, I feel that it is also painful to see that they have not been successful in this elsewhere. And that's why I think this year we will focus on trying to reach out more to audience members, and make sure that they're fine. So I'm going to quickly open up uh, a Google Drive, team. I'm going to hide these results right now. So whatever we do will be part of this QA Feb 9th folder. This is the folder that will get shared with everyone who's part of it. In this, I'm going to create a new file, and I'll name it as our approach, training approach. And whatever we do as part of this training program, whatever Shankar creates the files, whatever Manoj will assist you in the live project, everything, we'll put it here. So this is QA training approach doc. And before that, poll 1. And I'm just going to put insert that image so that you see what is coming up. Image. So you know what, one of my India head of operations has been asking me, why do I make that sound two during my session? Then I'll tell you why. I've learned this from one of my superiors, my managers that I used to work about 4 or 5 years back, and I asked him the same question, why do you make that sound? And he said, the reason I make that sound is because audience can hear me and see what I'm doing, but they cannot hear my thinking. If my mind is working and I'm trying to do something, there's going to be a blank space. There's going to be absolutely no audio. And that is the reason we put it up, so that people are able to hear, not put it up, but that sound. So that's actually my ticking of my brain saying that, okay, this is what I'm thinking. Thank you, everyone. So most of you have come through YouTube, some of you through emails, Google search, friends and referrals. Advertisements is 1%. Okay. So we are not there in advertisements anywhere. I'm glad you still could reach us in this fashion. Very happy. Team, one more. Who is this course for? Launch poll. There you go. I want you to tell me, who do you think is this specific training program that's coming up for? Okay, this is not a QTP, Selenium, Load Runner, Core Java, .NET, Python. No, it is a manual testing quality center. So who do you think this course is oriented for? I just want to look at it. And then I want, the reason I'm asking this question, Tim, not only are you seeing the results of the question that I'm asking from you, which I am also seeing, but you also can see what the other participants are doing. And when we have 100 plus participating in these sessions, it's easy for you to know where we are, what we're doing. Very important that we start in this level with this few polls and so on. We understand our goal, our motto, we know who the audience is and so on. All right, team, about 70% votes. Please take a few seconds, another 8 seconds. I'm going to close it and share the results with you. All right, so I'm now closing this poll, team, and we will put that back up. So poll closed, about 77% votes in, and there you go. So 48% of you believe that the training is primarily for the absolute beginners. 25% for novice, and 25% of you believe it's for intermediate level, and 2% believe it's for expert. Let me tell you this, team. It is for an absolute beginner, it is okay for a novice also to come and learn. Okay. I don't think an intermediate level or an expert level should really take this training. It is not what you should be doing, because if you are already in an intermediate or beginner or an expert level, you don't need a specific training at manual testing level. What you need is to add those skills which is currently not present with you. All right. I'm trying to make myself clear, team. The reason I'm doing this poll is I want you to know, is it right for you or not. But however, if you're someone who's at a beginner level in a non-IT industry planning to move into IT, or if you have just started in IT, or you just passed out of college, you've just come back from a long years of vacation because of family or personal reasons, then yes, this is for you. Okay, now you understand who this session is for, and I hope we are on the same page in the understanding. It is primarily for beginner or novice. It is not for an expert level. Intermediate is still okay. All right, not really okay, because if you're an intermediate level, why would you need to go back to manual testing, basic overview training? You would rather try and go for a database learning testing or automation testing and so on. Okay. All right, so that poll is there. Let me quickly share the results. There you go, there it is. And now let's look at another poll, the final one, before we get going into the remaining things. So final one, team, for now. I'll not take more time. So who are you, team? I want to understand this from the audience. 116 of you on the session. Please help me. Let me know, who are you? Are you a beginner who's looking for a break? You're well trained, actively looking for a job. You're already working as a QA professional, or I'm working in QA and happy where I am. This is very important for us to understand, because based on the audience, I can tell you if it's correct or not, what your expectation from the training, and I want to make sure that our approach also is in that direction. This is the ice breaking, team, that we should do before anything that we start. This is the basic ground level understanding that we should try and put together. Then poll 3, we're going to put the results here, and then approach to training. All right, team. So a few, how many percent of votes in? 80% votes in. I'm closing it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and result shared. So there you go, team. So you are, most of you are at beginner level, 58%, or you're trained well but actively looking for a QA job. So team, let me say this. If you're already well trained and you're actively looking for a QA job, why do you want to focus your energy again on training? Why? How many times will you get trained? The reason I'm asking this, team, is I want to make sure that you are putting your effort and energy in the right direction, and you're not going through the same thing over and over again. Because sometimes if you're not getting your first QA job yet, it could be because of the fact that not because you don't have the right skill. It could be because your resume is not strong enough. You probably need exposure to live project. Live project, I absolutely agree. But if you need to get into the live project that we do, then you must start with the training, because unless you're trained from our end, I don't want to put you into a project because I don't know what skill you have at that time. All right, great. That's it for the polls. Thank you so much for participating. I appreciate it. Let me now take a few minutes and talk about the approach, and then we'll get on to Shankar for the day one training after that. So, poll 3 is here. I'm going to quickly move it up. Come on, down, a little bit. Don't go too fast. It's easier, I think, if I just cut this portion and put it after this. Okay. So what is our approach to training? What do we do? How do we want to approach it and go about? Primarily, team, number one, we are a very practical oriented. Okay. So I strongly believe that either you see a project execution and or do execute a project. So what do you mean? You need to be hands-on, team. There cannot be hands-off approach. It is not a training where I'm getting you over for a weekend, putting you in an accommodation and saying, okay, now answer this question. What is the question for what is SDLC? Tell me. Okay, now make sure that you remember that and you answer it again when the interview is asked. So, what is agile testing? Okay, what is database testing? Now, what is regression testing? No, forget it. How long will you remember? What is the point in attending an interview? If I am the interview panel, trust me, team, it'll take me 3 questions to know if you're theoretical or you're hands off. Okay, so please, it's a clear no. Okay, to hands off. It has to be mandatory to be hands on. Okay, please make sure that you understand this very well. You will spend time and effort. It is not gonna be an easy simple cakewalk. It will take a little bit of uh, planning, little bit of schedule and execution. Okay, we are going to be very critical in pushing and reviews on how you're performing, what you're doing. But at the end of the day, team, it is up to you to really push yourself. And that is why what we will do is we will divide you into team based approach to learning. And we will let you interact with each of your team members, try and drive each other through it, and make sure that we execute it to the goal. But then we will also talk about how you can learn through our live webinars that we are doing, like this one, and a combination, rather, I'll put it like this, combo of live webinars and video tutorials. So, why don't we talk about doing everything as live webinars? Here's the thing, team. Why should I waste my time in creating the same content over and over and over and over again? What is the real point? Even today, if I have to do a QTP or Selenium training, I can never ever touch the old application that I did. I want to challenge myself each time. Unless I am challenged, I don't feel motivated, and unless I feel motivated, I will not do a good job in training. So that is the reason what we want to do is the concepts of, for example, what is a traceability matrix or how do you do effort estimation. I'm sorry, I'm throwing a few keywords. Don't worry. The way we will explore these keywords is as we experience the project, as we do it, you will see, okay, this is what it means. This is why testing is required. This is why we need to do peer reviews. All of those things we will realize in a practical manner. Okay, video content that we have at ITeLearn has a very strong presence right now, team. ITeLearn.com. I'm just timing myself. Shankar, you will have about 20-25 minutes for your day one. I just wanted to make sure that I let you know. I will be done with this part in about 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So if you go to the first link, QA training video, software testing fundamentals, all that you require to really understand the world of software testing, how it works, what happens, are there in this well organized tutorials. There are about 18 videos, about 13 hours. The way we will take you is I have already shown it on a few different applications here, like Pinterest and so on. In today's project that we will start, we will start showing it to you on a completely different application. And we will talk about if that application came to ITeLearn or any other QA services organization, what is our approach to go about executing it? And then you will understand what we're doing. Okay, so for example, Jira or Bugzilla, the videos are out here. QA, some of the manual testing basic fundamentals, the videos are out here. So we will do a certain combinations. We will then guide you what videos to watch, especially after tomorrow's session. At the end of day 2, we will tell you what you should definitely watch before you come back to day 3. You'll have about 5-6 days gap in between, and that is the time you should utilize team. All right. And finally, what I want to make sure we want to make sure is you get ready for the live project. This is a training manual testing, Jira, Bugzilla, which are basically QA management and defect management tools, Quality Center, and I'll talk about not ALM for this version, not ALM for this specific one, and also tell when will ALM come up for you. And what else? Okay, so this is training on manual testing Jira, and then live project also on the same. Now, as per our schedule, which I had prepared as part of the most 4 members access batch. Am I going the right direction? Everyone with me? Did I lose anyone already? This is 2.5 weeks, and this is the sample live training, manual testing live project. So it's about 4.5 weeks. So total, we're looking at, where are we? Okay, here. So this is about 2.5 weeks, and then live project on 2 weeks. The live project, the beauty of the live project team is you will be doing it, and trust me on this. Once you put your hands to the training, you learn the basics, and then you immediately go and do a live project with a team which is globally present. You will enjoy it, team. You will really enjoy it. All right. So I think this is a great, well organized program. The reason I'd say this is through experience. I've been doing it for the last 6 years, and I know how it is, and over a period of time we've built this. Okay. I never wanted to do manual testing because I thought, what is manual testing? What is really there in manual testing to learn? But then I realized it is me that is saying that, not the audience. The audience or the participants are saying, listen, Karthik, if I don't know something, I don't know. I need some guidance. And that is where you have to help me. And this is where we will really get into it, team. I want you to go through those things. Now, something I forgot, and that's why I make sure that I put it in PowerPoint so I don't forget that. Schedule. So I talked about schedule. We will talk about the application and a test, but let me take any quick questions that you have before that. Application and test, AUT, project 1. Application, we'll talk about an overview. We'll talk about URL. We'll talk about functionality. We will talk about scope of testing, and this is a document in progress. So I am not completing this document today. This will be completed as we go along. And yeah, I think that's it for now. I think we're taking a very simple approach, and sometimes what we do, team, QA, QC, training, live project approach doc. All of you will get access to this document as we go along. You'll get access to this folder, and whatever we do as part of the session, we will start putting it into the QA Feb 9th thing folder, and you'll get access to it, team. Right now, I've just created it, so you really don't have access to it. So any quick questions that I can take before we get started and get into the other one? Okay, Syed Abbas, what's your question? Are everyone able to hear me so far? I don't know. If someone cannot hear me, then it's an issue. All right, I think everyone is able to hear, so that's fine. I'm a QA, but trying to get basic property. And would this webinar record be made available? Yes. So all the sessions that I do, team, we record it, and I make it available right after the session, about few hours typically, on the website. So once you go back to ITeLearn website and you look at the URL that I'm providing here, in the same out here, we are talking software testing fundamentals here. Under this, a new link will come up, team, that will have the videos from this session. All right. Okay, so let's continue. I will talk briefly about the application, but before that, why don't I let Shanker introduce himself, and you can hear from Shanker for a few seconds, and I will then introduce the application, and I will come back to hand it over to Shanker again. Shanker, all yours, please.
Hi. So, hi all. This is Shankar. I have about 12 plus years of experience in the world of software testing. So, started my career as associate QA engineer, then I went into QA engineer, QA lead. So, currently I'm working like a senior SDET lead. It's called a software development engineer in test lead, where I'll be managing couple of leading couple of projects in a big organization. It's a world top organization. Uh, Apart from that, I have around 10 years of training experience in the field of manual testing, quality center, ALM. Then we have QTP. So I started with something when it was Windrunner 10 years back when the QTP started into the market. So I have experience on QTP up or UFT, the latest version, and we started I started with Selenium about a year back. So this is a portfolio of the real-time experience in terms of the software testing along with the training experience.
All right, great.
Karthik,
Thanks,
I'm
Shankar.
done.
Thank you so much. And sorry, I never knew you had 12 years experience. Time flies sometimes. I thought this is in brackets. Very nice, very nice. And team, the other thing that I really appreciate about Shankar is his attitude towards things. He is like, okay, let's make it happen. All right, we have this challenge. Let's find a solution. So that's one quality that I really find very, very appealing in the industry team. IT industry, there are colleges, students, non-IT organizations, everyone trying to get into it. And I hope that as part of these trainings and live projects, I give you more information on what you really need to possess to differentiate yourself. And there are certain qualities that you see in each and every one you meet that really will inspire you and motivate you. Saying that, you know what, I want to be like that. I want to be like that. And I look at everyone that I meet in my life and see what is it that this person, this specific human, can teach me. What can I really learn from this person and try and become better? So I think it's just an evolution that we all have to go through. If you're in the right audience, right category, we can do well. All right, great. Thanks, Shankar. So can you go back on mute and then unmute yourself when we're getting into the next phase?
Sure.
Thanks, Shankar. All right, great. So, team, here is the application that we are doing. There is a project that has been happening, and we have been approached to do an execution for that project. The project is a video sharing platform where different people come and share some funny videos and so on. And we wanted to get that tested in the pre-beta version. It has not yet really gone public, and it's just been shared with very, very few people, I believe. And what they're trying to do as part of the project execution is make sure that the application is well tested with the current functionality before they get going. And Shankar is going to help to execute the project, how he would approach it, and how he would go about creating the documentation, the test artifacts, all that is required for a proper execution, and talk about it. And you are learning from seeing the project execution. You should also go back and start practicing it accordingly to what he is giving you as guidance. And then we will be changing the application, get to another live project for the live project. Now, the good part about this is what Shankar is doing and what you're observing and you're practicing. You will also start reporting defects. Okay, Shankar is going to tell, now do this, and so on. You will start doing it, you will start reporting defects, and you're actually going to be working in this project, and you can take it as your work experience as part of your training curriculum and say that I have worked on this project. It is an actual real time project. It required testing. They have been approached. They have approached ITeLearn, and we wanted to share. Now, let me share that platform with you, team. This is called Howley.in. It is primarily a very, it's a simple website where you will see that many participants come and share funny videos on WhatsApp. That is the idea. For example, for the last 1.5 2 years, you've seen the growth of WhatsApp in the database, number of users, and so on. What is happening with WhatsApp is you are part of multiple conversations, multiple groups. As part of these multiple groups and conversations, you receive sometimes the same funny videos from different sources. And what happens through that is, number one is it eats away your memory on your phone because the same video is being sent in multiple groups. Number two is that you don't really have time to look at all the videos at the same time. So what Howley.in does is it lets you give you the ability to upload the videos in here, to start sharing a link from Howley.in on your WhatsApp or other social networking sites, and be able to reduce the amount of memory usage and so on. So it is like, it's more like a good referral point. Anyone has a few, let's say about 15-20 minutes free in their evenings or weekends, or they're waiting somewhere in the vehicle for someone, they can quickly go to the website and see, hey, what's really happening in the world of WhatsApp, what is socially shared, and so on. So this application is very simple, team. It's a very simple application, and I believe it has been inspired by break.com. I'm not sure how many of you are aware of this. So break.com does something very similar. They come up, the team of Break surfs the internet. They looks at what is really happening across the globe. They try and look at some videos which are funny, which are pranks, which have different categories, and you see them under these channels. All right, be it sports, pranks, gaming, animals, and then they're shared out here. So I was an ardent fan of break.com. I still go there now and then to look at it. Howley.in is trying to focus more on short videos, which have been more popular on WhatsApp, and it gives you the ability to look at different categories like advertisement based things, animal based videos. They are typically about 5 to 10 minutes or lesser in terms of size, or automotive based videos, or cute videos, and so on. So there are many videos that have been put right now only from a testing perspective. All right. Now, let me go back to the document and tell you what we're planning to do as part of the execution of the project. You got an overview. It's a video sharing platform for your social circle, if I can mention that correctly in one line. You have the URL that I've shared here. I'm going to take this URL. Not Let's go to the home page and put it up here. And the functionality is primarily a video platform is one. We will talk about how the videos are being organized as one category of things. Then social share of videos. We are also talking about user registration and user login, user comments and user comments, video upload by registered users. This, I believe, is still gonna be happening in beta version. We are right now, as I understand, is a pre-beta, so it is not yet publicly launched. Very few people are testing it, but we kept the domain active so that you can start doing it. The scope of testing is primarily what you're going to be doing is what we call it as functional testing, and you will also do a certain amount of UI testing, and if possible, smoke testing on certain areas which are very critical to make sure that nothing is really breaking. I don't think what we will rule out, or rather out of scope for now, and team, as we write each of these terms, we would love to introduce you to what it is, but I'm just giving you the introduction. But then Shankar will be really doing the deep dive. He will start about an approach, where do we start, how do we go, and so on. Okay. Out of scope is any kind of a performance testing or any load testing is out of scope. It is something that we will not do right now. We will not do a mobile app testing also for now. As we go along, we may take it, because at the end of the day, it is more like a mobile platform. It is not really built for a desktop or a web browser. It is more like a mobile smartphone application that it's going to be developing into. What else did I want to talk about? Yeah, I think this is what it is. Shankar, now do you think we are in a good position to get started with the project execution? Can I make you the presenter?
Yes, yeah, yes, Karthik.
Perfect. So, team, I'm very excited in the direction it's going to take. And team, it's all about, it is irrespective of the application, it is irrespective of what it is. This is a live project. It needs to get tested, and we need a lot of focus and an approach to do it. And that is the reason we are taking it, so that you get the experience, you get the exposure. You will see, even for such a simple application, how many complex areas are there to do test and so on. All right, thanks, Shankar. All on to you. Take care. I am there in the background.
Sure, sure. So, team, just want to quickly check on whether you're able to see my screen before I proceed.
I can, and I think most of the team members can.
Okay, thanks. So, yeah. So as Karthik already kind of given a fair idea on the application and what is the functionality it is expected out of it, and things like that on the application. So let me straight away get into the approach what we're going to follow. So I have a simple Excel sheet that I'm going to share with you post the session. So here is a scenario, the situation that we are all going to work in on the first day. So as we said, everything what we're going to do is a practicality, right? So in what we learn, everything is going to be practical. So here we have got the client, the Howley.in has come up with certain functionalities, certain features, and they are expecting you. You are you're being hired as a QA engineer or associate QA engineer. As I said, where I started 12 years back. So something like this, you have been hired into the organization, part of the QA team, and you are expected to do the validation on this of this particular application. Basically, when I say validation, again, don't go really into the actual meaning of it. I'm just saying, let's say you have to ensure this particular application is being tested well before it is released to the actual customers or the users who are going to use the system. So there are some features already available in the application, and they are trying to add some new features, and they are expecting to test certain features that are being recently added. So here is a scenario. So as I said, like you have new features implemented, and you need to test and release to the client, which is a quality feature. So when I say quality feature, they're not expecting any sort of errors, bugs, or defects into the application once it is released to the customer, because people have learned it in a hard way long back that anything that comes post release as a problem will have lots of maintenance cost. So uh, anything that we can try to eliminate before we release into the customer is the best idea. So that's where all the QA job comes in, the testing job comes in. So what you are, you could be an intern, maybe doing an internship as part of your third year or fourth year of engineering or the graduation, or you may be completed your course and you've been hired as a fresher into the organization, or you may be an experienced user, experienced QA, experienced member, but may not be really in IT. You have an experience in maybe another field, and you're trying to get a job into the IT. So when you hear the first time about the activities that you're expected to do as a QA engineer, saying, let's say the project manager of that particular holiday or the QA manager of that, he told you you need to test this and let me know the results. Based on your results, we are going to release into the market. So there is a highly responsibility on your shoulders. So definitely when a major responsibility is on your shoulder, especially there are lots of users outside eagerly waiting for that application to release and start using it. So you will be a little bit of worried, like, what am I going to do? Whatever I'm going to do is everything is going to be perfect. So you'll be a little bit of worried, and of course you'll be a little bit of scared, confused on how about going about testing this particular project. Where should I start? What should I test? Like Karthik has already explained, functional testing is the scope for this particular thing, and there are so many other things which are out of scope, like non-functional testing, what we try to call load, performance, security. In the world of software testing, there are about 40-45 techniques that we can easily think of on any day when it comes to the software testing. So we will be introducing to all of them slowly, one by one, with the practical thing that we are going to do it. But for now, we are talking about, or your project manager is talking about only the functionality, which is expected out of you to do the testing and let me know the results. So you're kind of a little bit worried, confused, and sometimes you may be completely lost because you are into a new world of this and you don't know what to do. It's just a day one. Probably the induction program is done and you've been assigned to a project and start doing the things. So that is a scenario that we all will definitely come across when we enter into the new world. And that world we are talking about is a software testing world where we have lots of terminologies, different jargons. People will use it in the field of software testing. So we will try to get and introduce to as much as possible as we do this course throughout. So this is the situation that you are in as a QA engineer in an organization. Okay, so what are the typical responsibilities that are expected out of the software test engineer when you join as a QA engineer in the organization? So your role could be assigned as associate software test engineer or software and test engineer, or it could be a trainee QA. The responsibilities that are primarily expected out of is, in an organization there will be a engineering team, When I say engineering team, who are all part of it? There will be a project manager or the program manager for that particular program, or product manager, you can call it. There will be a development team who actually develop this application, and there will be a testing team in which you're going to work. People call it as QA team, test team. Don't really worry about the difference now, but again, we'll try to introduce it as we move along. And there is an operations team who is taking care of the backend support for these applications in terms of on which server it should be hosted, whether it is up and running 24/7 all the days or not. And suddenly when there is a peak load comes in during the weekend or holiday season, how to take care about that. So there is a big team working in this particular application. There's a project manager team, a development team, test team, and the operations team. Primarily we call these four together as the engineering team. So you will be part of the testing team or the QA team, right? So you don't really don't worry about the users right now. There are certain customers, clients who will be using this. So you will be talking to them, associating with them, and slowly as we move. But you're primarily part of the testing. You may be reporting to some test lead or test manager, or in some organizations, you will have the project manager directly taking care of the development team and the testing team together. So you may be reporting to a project manager. What is expected out of you? You will be contributing to the successful delivery of this project. So whatever the project the organization has got it, that's the kind of the bread and butter for the organization. That's how they are surviving. They do the surveys, try to get the revenue from the different customers. So now you have been hired part of this test team for successfully delivering this particular project. I would say generally people call it as a zero defect project or your zero bugs project. That's the general target that people try to make it. So let's try and see how much we can try to make it, and then we will also try to understand the reality, how much that we can eliminate and things like that. So you will be identifying, reporting, and here I'm calling it as owning the defects. So as a QA engineer, when you try to find a defect, you will be the owner of the defect until it gets resolved by the development team. Then again, you will be revalidating it, and then you will be ensuring that it is working fine, and finally it takes up to the closing stage. So until it gets closed, you will be the owner of the defect. So you will be identifying the defects. People call it with different names. Again, don't get confused. We'll try to identify the thin line difference between what is a defect. Some people call it as a bug, some people call it as issue, some people call it as error. So there are different terminologies being used by different people. So primarily you will be identifying those discrepancies. For now we can understand the simple terminology. Let's say there is a discrepancy in what we are expecting and what is there, and you will be owning those defects until they get fixed and closed. For doing all that, some very structured people might come up with a good test planning. So before even jump on actually doing the testing of the application, they will have a plan. Okay, what am I going to do? What is that is expected out of me? And you will also may come up with some strategy. So strategy in the sense, your project manager might ask you, hey, I'm giving you this particular application and I'm giving you about 5 working days of time. Test everything, let me know whether it can be shipped to ready or not, or ready to ship or not, things like that. So when I have 5 days of time, my strategy will be different. Or if your project manager says, hey, this is already kind of with the customers are already using it, but we are just adding one new feature. I'm just giving you 1 working day. Can you please test this particular feature and let me know whether it is ready to ship or not? So when the timelines are crunched, probably you may need to follow a different set of strategy. So you will anyway come up with strategy. And the aim of the strategy is you will try to identify all the issues that are available in the system, the bugs available in the system, so that it is shipped with 100% quality. So you have a plan in place. You may come up with plan in place, and then you will come up with some strategy how to do about it. It's like a playing a game, and you wanted to play the game in well that you will score high. So similarly, here is a situation. For that, you will come up with something called test scenarios. Again, really don't go with any of these terminologies. You will be learning as we prepare on the application, and it will be clear through many of our documents and the videos that you watch from the Karthik that is already prepared. Things will be clear, and definitely I will be giving it when we try to prepare them. So this just I'm trying to give you your responsibility so that you will be clear on what you're going to do it. So you will come up with certain test scenarios. So when I say scenario, for example, let's say if I go to an ATM machine, probably you will have a different, activities that you will be doing there is you will be swiping your card, you will try to check your balance, you try to withdraw some amount of it. Nowadays, they are all working like a mini banks. You may try to deposit. So there will be different activities that you will be doing it as a user. So those scenarios, we call it as user scenarios or use cases. From those user scenarios or use cases, we will try to derive something called the test scenarios, what we actually try to do it. And a scenario can result in multiple test cases. For example, if I wanted to withdraw the money, there could be a user who is trying to withdraw multiples of 100, somebody is trying to withdraw more than the amount that is already available in the balance and things like that. So we will try creating certain positive test cases, negative test cases, some test cases related specific to the UI, some of them related to the functionality specific. So we'll create different set of test cases, and then you will go about executing those test cases on the application on the specific feature that is assigned to you in a very clear step-by-step manner. And when you try to do that, the results might be what you are expecting it's working fine, or it may not be the way that is expecting fine. So if the things are working as expected, you're good. The application is good. Your developer understood correctly and developed it correctly as what his customers are expecting. And we are also able to check it's working correctly. So what we'll do, we'll make it as that particular test case has passed. But the real problem comes in if the things are not working. What is expected out of the feature is not working. That's when you'll actually go about tracking those defects. We will be introducing to the different defect tracking tools part of this course, like the Bugzilla. I'll be talking about Quality Center, in which you can also report the defect management. So we will be doing all that kind of activities throughout the course. So you will be basically tracking those defects. And as I said, you will be the owner of the defect until it gets closed.
Uh,
So this is the, sorry.
Sorry,
Okay.
Shankar. I know audience just want to let you know. I know we are about just 5 minutes left in today's session. If possible, I request you if we can do an additional 5-10 minutes so that we come to a closure and a decent Q&A. And in fact, Shankar, I just left you a chat message privately about the same, and also the fact that the we have not yet got into the application, the practical execution of it yet, which we hopefully will start doing it very shortly. If not today, then tomorrow's session. But before I let Shankar continue, I just wanted to let you know, team, that uh, I had to talk about the goal of what we want to achieve by end of today's this specific training event, and I also wanted to talk about why we are not covering ALM as of now. So if I get an opportunity, we'll do it today. If not, I will do it towards end of class tomorrow, and then you'll get the complete picture. Shankar, I'll give it back to you. So if you can spend another 3-4 minutes, then I have a couple of poll questions toward the end of this session that I wanted to
Sure.
hear from the audience. But after you're done with the presentation, then we'll get into the poll, and then we'll get to the Q&A team.
Okay.
Thanks, Shankar.
Yeah. So what you are going to do as a couple of steps, like, so we have already talked about this, that, what I'm going to test, how I'm going to test, where to start, where to log my defects, whom should I ask. So all these kind of confusions you already have. So we are all going to do this in a very process-oriented manner. So we'll first try to understand what is a new requirement that is assigned to us out of the application that we were talking about, the Howley.in. And there are we will, as Karthik already introduced, there are a good set of features in the application. So we'll try to understand the scope of our requirement, and then whatever we're going to do, we'll try to document everything, whether it is a scenario test case of the defects that we found, and then we may need to communicate to the whole testing team and the project management team, etc. At the end of the day, what you have actually done it. So with that, let me just start with what we're going to do it. So so this is the application assigned to us, and let's say there is one new feature available. Uh, I'll just minimize this. So as we said, there is a new feature introduced to it. Let's say something that is related to a funny, for example. Until now, we have different categories, but let's say there is a new category called funny, which is get introduced into this particular application. So the first thing what I'm going to do in this is as soon as any user logs in, so let's try to derive some of the things that we are going to do it. So I will have the first thing that as in order to execute any user scenario or any test case, so you will be first launching the Holly.in application. So as a first step, very basic test, you will try to launch that particular site, and what you will expect there is you'll expect the home page is come up. So you will say the home page is coming up. So this is the very first thing that you will try to do it, and that may or may not happen when you try to do it. So that will go as a result. The second thing what you'll try to do is you will probably check the the different categories available. So probably you will first see that the existing categories that are available or not, and then especially your focus is on to check the funny category as being introduced or not. So funny category is available, right? So the third step that you will try to do is you may click on the funny category and see that it shows the videos of funny category. So like this, you will try to prepare a couple of steps what you wanted to prepare. So this is just a very thinking that as a QA you don't know anything and you're trying to prepare a very simple set of steps here, and then when you actually go about doing them, the results might be as you expect or it may not be as you expect. So let's see what will happen. For example, when I launched this particular website, I got to see the home pages come up. So probably you may say this particular thing is working because I'm able to see the website at this point of time, the home page is coming up. So probably you can say this result is passed. The second thing what you'll try to do is there are different categories available. So you will try to see that the particular category called funny has being introduced into the thing. So you will check that whether it is available or not. So even that is available. So you will try to make this thing as pass. The next thing what you try to do is when you try to click on the funny category, it shows the videos that are related to the funny category. For example, when I click on this, I will just try to see whether I'm able to see the videos or not. What videos are coming up? Which one should come up as a first row or first set of steps and all that. We'll try doing it detailed in the next session. But at this moment, whether the categories are coming up or not, the funny categories are coming up or not. Yes, it is coming up. So you'll try to make this as the first set of steps. So this is nothing, no standard format that I'm introducing here. I'm just trying to do a very basic set of things that are I'm trying to introduce the very basic things, but we'll take these three steps into a IEEE standard format of a test case. Generally, people talk outside a test case. There is a test case format to it and things like that. So we'll add one by one thing to it, and we'll try to make the same three steps where we started as a baby steps. We'll try to make into a IEEE standard format of a test case that people try to use in the organizations as part of their test case writing and things like that. So a very basic steps, and then we'll try to categorize this into the standard format. So I think in the interest of the time, Karthik, probably I'll leave it to you for now. Then we can continue the real set of creating the test cases in the next one.
Sure, definitely. Thank you so much, Shankar. And I know I'm sorry. I believe it is my coverage or overuse of time that you are left with few minutes to really address the day one. But day two is all yours. I'll probably take only 5 minutes towards the end or towards the beginning, and from there we can continue on the training. So, audience, it is open to you to start asking questions. While you're asking the questions, I will also take your time to take couple of poll entries and see what is your level of understanding. And team, I really wanted to ask this whenever I get an opportunity to be able to participate in a live session with participants. I want to know, why did you ever choose to come to ITeLearn, or what will really get you there? And I've put five choices, and if you notice, I believe there are more than one choice. You can select more than one, it does not have to be only one. So please take a few seconds and do this. The reason I'm asking this question is because I want to know what is the driving force behind you to come to us. There are 1,000 different providers across the globe, and why really we are trying to help you better. Starting from, I actually don't like IT, and I wanted honest feedback from everyone. uh, is it because of our course content? Is it because that the videos that we have, the live session, it is easy for you to learn? You love the tutorials that I have been doing for a long time. I know we've been adding a lot more trainers to the program as we go on. And the reviews and referrals that you've seen from others. So team, please take another 5 seconds. We're only about 55% votes in. I'm going to give 10 seconds. Choose as many options as you want, and please let us know, and that way I can definitely um, show it to you all, and you can see what's happening there. Am I the presenter? Are you all able to see the screen? I believe I'm not the presenter though, but you're able to see the screen from Shankar right now. Let me make myself the presenter right now. Okay, so team, I'm closing it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm glad I closed it before. The I actually don't like ITL and grew beyond 1%. The reason I'm saying is, listen, guys, end of the day, we do our honest job. We're glad what we do, and I hope it'll add value. But not everyone you can expect to be happy. And this is an opinion that's coming from all of your team. There are over 120 participants, and I feel very honored to see that actually don't like IT learn is only 1%. I will only ask one question to the, or one request to the person. I think it's one single person, because one person out of 120. So, to do a favor, can you please let me know why? Because I would love to improve myself. I would love to improve IT Learn. That's my baby, and see how we can do better. You like the course content 33%, but 73%, which is the majority, saying that ease of learning through videos. And I believe that strongly. I'm glad that I'm going in this direction and I asked this question, um, and that I have now, it is re-emphasizing my belief that the videos is a great system to learn. However, we also need some kind of a schedule. We need some kind of a push and teamwork, and that is what I think this live training will bring. And also, thanks so much, team. 70% of you, it's a good number, like my tutorials, and that's one of the reasons why you are here. Reviews and referrals also very good. Thank you, team. So this is a good poll. I'm glad we did this. I'm going to quickly hide the results, and I will put it up here later. Last poll before I let it go. This is just from an understanding perspective, team. Okay, what is it that is your biggest hurdle? I've seen in the earlier poll that we did that most of you are looking for your first QA job, most of you. And here is an opportunity for you to get going. And I really wanted to know, and with our zero advertisements policy that we've been doing so far, which will change soon, we wanted to understand why. Um, IT is a small, if not giant, nightmare. It's again multiple choice. You can choose more than one option, team. So you're little scared about and worried about IT. You don't know where to start. You need a lot of help and guidance in the pro. So one, I don't know where to start, is a starting point, team. Help and guidance is basically, as you go through the journey of learning and knowing new things, you need constant guidance and support, and short on time or money, and that's a significant thing, team. And today, a lot of things that we do in life is because we don't have the two important resources, time or money. But the bigger thing, team, which we really miss, is commitment and passion. Once you're passionate about something and you commit to it, saying that, you know what, this is something, then also a drive is very high. All right, about 50% votes only in. Looks like most of you are not as active as we started. Not good, team. This is not really what I expect. Please complete it quickly, at least 70-80%, then we'll close it. I'm going to close it in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, almost 70%. All right, team, there you go. So this is the result from this poll. What is the biggest hurdle? And the focus, I think, is primarily because that 76% you need a lot of help and guidance as you go through. Starting is one point, but then how you go through each and every juncture. For example, tomorrow you have to get into designing, writing a test case, or you have to do some effort estimation. Then what do you do? That is where the team effort, the teams that we're trying to put together, the technical support, the forum that we have will really help. I am not sure of how many of you are aware, team. We have an amazing technical forum. So if you go to the members welcome page, this is the welcome page that members look at once they sign in. And for every course that we have a specific forum. That's a tech forum. Oh, I didn't hide this results. Now you can see the screen. And team, while I'm doing this, please feel free to start asking questions. We'll be getting to them right after this specific section. So team, this is a wonderful forum. Everything that you possibly think about in the field of software testing is is there out here. So be it QTP, manual testing, Selenium, mobile app testing, security, ISTQB, everything is out here, team. And if you notice that we have over 6,200 members in this, and this is the forum that we started sometime last year. Okay, it's just about a year old, a little over a year old, and we already have 6,200 members, and that is the number of premium members who join us each year, team. Okay, and there's a lot of activity. We have over 4,500 posts, and you'll see that constantly we continue to add new things. We continue to contribute to this forum. All right, great. So, team, on to your questions. Shankar, Manoj, you also are all able to see the questions, and let's try and quickly answer them. I'm going to take some of them, and if I'm missing any of them, please type it in, Shankar and Manoj, in the chat so people can start seeing. Did I share the screen? Oh, can't see the screen. I'm so sorry, team. There you go. So here is the ITeLearn forum. I was talking about all the different topics that we have, depending on the course and the kind of um, uh, area, the questions change. And I was talking about this members, how many we have, and how many topics we have active. So any solution or anywhere you're stuck, you will see that there is a good section area for you to go and start exploring. Okay. All right, let's get to these questions now. Let's see. This course has started today, team. I've introduced you to the application, and I did a very, very brief walkthrough. Shankar is going to do a detailed walkthrough, and he'll talk about building the test case in a standard format and what is the test case, why do we need to do. He'll start executing, he'll start showing what we're doing, how we're doing, and then you'll start practicing along with it on the side. Um, when will we give an access to the Google Drive? So, team, wait till at least Wednesday, please, because there are already 50 or 60 participants present in this project, and we will want to make sure that we have all the others coming in, and then we'll start sharing to them, to everyone. How to access Google Drive? Same thing. I'm interested in ALM. So here's the thing, Amir Khan. This is not just an ALM training. ALM training will come sometime next month. Shankar will be doing it. What we're trying to do is start with the base fundamental QA manual testing process, talk about a live project, how we do it along with Quality Center as a tool, which is an older version of ALM. The reason we're doing QC and not ALM directly is two things. One is it is almost the same in terms of the key features. Okay. Second, and it's not significantly different from your perspective as of now. Yes, it is important for you to learn ALM, and we will get there. The Quality Center that we're talking about right now is easier for you to install and practice on your local machine rather than going towards an ALM at the moment. And that is the primary reason we want to go to a lower version, make it easy for you to install, to get started, and to be able to practice. And then once you're done with this, we will switch on to ALM next month, which will require a better system, a more robust RAM, and so on. That is the only reason, team. We didn't want you to get stuck in the bottleneck of installation and that spiral. As of now, we wanted you to focus on the core learning, and that is the reason we're taking that step. Okay. Otherwise, again, Shankar is an ALM expert, and he can really guide you through it. When can we get our team details? So before we get into day 3, you'll start seeing all the teams distributed in the Google Doc, Google folder that we'll share. So we're going to learn QC and ALM both, right? QC and ALM both, absolutely yes. QC this month, ALM next month. A lot of background noises. Yes. So I think we will try and find a better solution to it. Would you please describe what is scope and scenario, please? Because I'm a little bit confused. So, Razvi, can we take your question tomorrow to begin with, Shankar? I think we should start with Razvi's question, scope and scenario tomorrow, and differentiate in a very practical approach manner.
Sure, sure.
All right. Just trying to quickly look at some of the key questions. Please put a box to type in because if I'm here for the first, select the options provided. I could not say it. I'm sorry. Didn't really understand your question. No, I believe explanation is more essential than videos. Believe me, even that I didn't understand, Ruby. I'm so sorry. Um, More interested in setting up accounts in ALM. Okay, Amir, then you have a very specific need. This is not the program for you right now. You can come back next month for us on that. Uh, Ruby, can you please put your questions once again so that it's easy for me to understand really what the question is? Some questions are really not clear, team. I want it to be clear, please. And I'm someone who focuses on English, communication, and so on. So if you have a question, it has to be put correctly. One of the biggest traits of a successful IT professional, especially a QA professional, is their ability to write the right English, write the right documentation. Because a lot of time, what you do is spent on documentations, emails, okay, reading stuff on what is being done by others, and test execution. So please make sure that our communication is very clear to you. Karthik, I'm not sure if I missed the files docs that you've shared for class. See, how are we asking a question that is not related with what we're doing today, please? I like Karthik a lot. Okay, thank you. Ruby. I hope Shankar will also be able to reach Karthik. So, and I think each of us bring our own differentiators into the thing. Between me and Shankar, I believe that we will be able to do a great thing. Shankar, initial part towards taking you to the execution of Howley.in as live project, and then me, Manoj, will also start pitching in towards end of it when we get into the actual live project where you're doing it. Schedule of training. So what you'll see as part of the go to webinar schedule team, it will be the schedule of training. What is ALM? Excuse my ignorance. ALM is basically application lifecycle management tool that HP has brought up. It started as test director through Mercury Interactive. Then HP purchased it from Mercury Interactive, and it became Quality Center version 10. And then slowly they renamed it to be Application Lifecycle Management. What they try to do is, rather than saying that Quality Center or ALM is a defect management tool, now they're saying we will manage that entire application lifecycle. What is the application lifecycle? Right from the birth to the complete life of it, how we manage it, how we do things, all that can be done is what they're trying to emphasize. How many weeks for the training? Overall, about 4.5 weeks. Why are you not sharing this content for lifetime, for a long period? I don't know if it is relevant for you for lifetime or long period. We have an yearly access, and each year you pay a portion of the fee. For example, you pay another $50 every year to continue the access, or $75. So with the same fees, I mean QA includes ALM also, right? So Ruby, please, here's my another suggestion, team. I already started seeing many payments coming through. Please wait for us till tomorrow. I'm going to give you a package about what you should do to make a payment. I just want to make it sure that you all understand and what we're doing. So please wait till tomorrow before you make any kind of a payments. What videos you want us to see now? So Resvi, by end of day tomorrow, we will tell you what videos you should be seeing. If you have time, then definitely what you should do, team, is go to the QA tutorials training videos and just watch the free videos here. I'm going to put it up in the chat. So here, if you go in here, actually more of this link. I'll send this to everyone, team. Just watch the chapter 1, the first chapter, which is talking about the fundamentals. There are about 2 or 3 videos that are free, I believe, and all you need to 3 videos. So if you watch them slowly, just casual viewing, it will really help you out. There you go. Okay, that's the link. You've seen all of the 3 videos, then good. You're good to go. You paid already, that's fine. Don't worry. Team who you've paid, you're fine. I'm just saying that I will guide you to the payment process, what you need to be doing tomorrow. If you're paid, you're fine. Jira, Bugzilla, QC installation, everything is part of what we do. We will guide you through the entire process. I believe, team, we are there towards the end of it. The schedule, how many days per week, all of this. Let's get to it slowly. We will focus on it. What we typically try and do is make sure that all your questions, we will document them, and we will get a QA FAQ document shared with you towards the end of day two. All right, not end of day two, but sometime on Wednesday. That's it for from us right now. I'm sorry I had to scram through the questions and give you quick answers, and I speak really fast. This is one ability that I've developed over a period of time. I have the ability to talk really fast, but then unfortunately, it is not the right thing to do every time. So when I get into key information that I need to provide, I emphasize, I slow down. When I really need to feel that, you know what, it's not much that I'm talking, there are more words than the message, then I kind of start speaking at a different pace. To attend tomorrow's session, you don't have to pay. It's the same link that you used to join today. Use the same link and join by 5 p.m. please. We'll get started at the max by 5:05, unlike today, which we decided at about 5:08, and we should be good. Thank you everyone for the wonderful participation. I'm so glad. I'm very happy that I did this session today with you all, and you all spent your evening with us. I'm very happy about it. Shankar, Manoj, thank you for participating. We'll see you all back tomorrow. Take care. Have a wonderful evening, morning, wherever you're from the world, and we'll see you back tomorrow. Take care. Bye, everyone. Thanks, everyone. Bye. I'll pray for you, Ruby. Thank you. Bye.